Jessica West with Xcorp Fashion TV. I'm here with Antonio Contreras talking about his film Exuberance. Thank you for being here with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So I'm really excited to learn more about your film, particularly because it is an animated piece. That's something we haven't seen so much so far this year. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you work and your creative process?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I've been a visual artist all my life. I stumbled upon fashion films about 8 years ago, and I have been directing and producing films, but this year was a little special because of COVID. I had to find new ways of getting my art and my film out there.
Okay.
And last year I was shut down in the middle of a production because of the restrictions and everything that was going on in the world. And I didn't want this to happen again. I had a great story that I wanted to tell. And that's what I decided to take it into stop motion animated film. So I had full control of it and nothing could really stop me but myself.
Yes, that's great. Now, I was reading that you have 131 outfits in the film. So did you draw each one of those? How did that come to be?
Yes, you know, at the beginning of the film, when I first started talking about making this film, I didn't know exactly which direction I was going to go. My first instinct was to start interviewing Tanel Bedrosians. This movie is based on the life of Tanel Bedrosians. Tanel Bedrosians is considered to be one of the first gender fluid models on the runway. I met Tanel last year. I met Tanel in 2019 on social media. We started communicating. I was doing a little reportage about Jean-Paul Gaultier for Fred for the La Jolla International Fashion Film Festival. And I was covering the last goodbye of Jean-Paul Gaultier on the runway.
Okay.
So I created a lot of panels with watercolors illustrating and depicting the last goodbye of Jean-Paul Gaultier. So this got a lot of attention by some of his closest people. And one of them being Tanel, who is also Jean-Paul Gaultier's muse and collaborator.
Wow.
So the idea was to start working with these paintings, fashion illustration, and then incorporating maybe some photos and real footage of Tanel. And as I started creating these paintings, I think I had like about 20 of them. I decided that I wanted to go completely into illustration, take it into fashion illustration, painting all of them, painting my sets. Like I said before, I wanted to be able to control what I was doing.
Yes.
Yes, 135. I want to show you a little bit of the process.
Yes, please.
So this, for instance, this is Jody Watley. Jody Watley in 1991, in 1990, I'm sorry, was one of the first people to use Jean-Paul Gaultier in a video. And this is before Madonna came out with Vogue. Jody Watley went to Paradise Garage. She grabbed this look off the runway, couture, and wore it at Paradise Garage, and she was voguing.
Yeah.
This is way before Madonna. So I kind of like wanted to have a retro look of the film and illustrate. You see, it's like paper dolls.
Yes.
Yeah. And I changed outfits. So in February, when we finished the film, I was doing Tanel by memory. I didn't even need to look at his face anymore.
Wow.
I can just draw it. Here's Linda Evangelista.
Wow.
This is Tanel. This is Shalom Harlow. I don't know if you remember in the 80s and 90s, we had Elsa Clench reporting from CNN. She used to do her fashion. She also is in the film.
Wow. I can't wait to see the entire film, honestly.
Thank you.
I can definitely appreciate this. I did go to fashion school, so I can appreciate the artistry and the historical accuracy you're trying to bring into your film as well. And I just think it's so powerful that you have access to Tanel and that he's been so willing to speak with you and to build the relationship over the past year. This is Jessica West with Xcorps Fashion TV. I've been talking with Antonio Contreras and his film, Exuberance.
I can wait to see you at the La Jolla International Fashion Film Festival this July.